What if I told you that you're operating in multiple dimensions right now, but you're only aware of one? From the iron core of the earth to the infinite source field, each dimension holds a unique intelligence, power, and purpose. So where do you spend most of your time? And what if you could consciously shift between them to unlock deeper magic, manifestation, and higher consciousness? In this video, I'm breaking down all 9 dimensions and how to operate in them simultaneously to completely shift your reality. Hi, I'm Amy Elizabeth, your energy evolution mentor, here to make spirituality simple. If you want to feel more grounded and empowered on your spiritual awakening journey, download the free mini course on making spirituality simple. Or if you want to go deeper, join the community in the energy evolution experience. Links are in the description below. Let's get into it. This whole idea for the video spawned from a book by Barbara Hand-Clowes called The Alchemy of 9 Dimensions, which explores the idea of how humans operate within multiple dimensions simultaneously. So which dimension do you spend time in most? Think about that as we go through this video. And which do you think is most aligned for you? Each dimension has its own frequency, intelligence, and purpose. I'm going to go over how to determine which dimension you're operating from and what magic you can create in each and why you want to work from that dimension. Okay, so guys, I am gonna be looking at my notes because this is such juicy stuff and it's really, really important. And I wanna make sure that you have all the information that you need in order to really cultivate and create your own answers. And so that you can truly choose the dimension that you want to operate from and understand the magic and the gifts from each of them. The 1D. This is the geophysical realm. This is the Earth's core. In many of the meditation videos that I've done with you guys is we connect down into the Earth's core. And one of the reasons for that is full, true presence and grounding, right? And so the signs that you're operating from there is feeling deeply grounded and connecting to the Earth's magnetic field, which is super important. And why is this important? Because as chaos is happening in the ethers, we can be pulled out of our body and feel really ungrounded and make decisions from places that are emotional or that are not from our grounded space, that are not from our best and highest self. Another way to know that you're operating from this field is that you're really drawn to either ingesting minerals consistently or you're really drawn to crystals all around your home and crystals outside or rocks, maybe even fossiling and that kind of an activity. The magic that you can create from this is true physical healing. So I had another video based on curing myself of cancer. And when you are fully embodied and grounded, then you can be in the highest alignment and literally rise to the 9th dimension easily and effortlessly. Why? Because you are in a grounded present place and unwavering. So when distracting thoughts or diagnoses come in, you don't falter from that place. It's a really important dimension to be operating from. Why? Because there's lots of distractions everywhere in our field. What this creates for people is safety, creates groundedness and rootedness to the physical realm. And right now, with the earth shaking us up with fires and tsunamis and windstorms and all these things that are happening, we want to be super rooted and connected so that we feel grounded, safe, and like we are operating from the earth's frequency and not from a chaotic realm. The next place is the 2D realm, and this is the telluric realm. This is where subterranean forces and elemental spirits you connect to. The signs that you're operating from there is intuition through the gut and sensing ley lines on the earth, strong connections with elemental beings like gnomes and fairies. The magic that you can create from that space is truly connecting to the elemental forces so that you can expedite whatever it is that you're going through in life. That's air, wind, earth, fire, or these elemental beings. Why we'd operate from here? Imagine what it's like to tap into elemental forces and utilize those to expedite or accelerate your journey. Imagine what it would be like to be Elsa in Frozen 2, to be the 5th element, and to be able to befriend earth, air, wind, and fire, to become even more centered in knowing who you are and why you're here. The next is the third dimension, the physical reality. This is a place of linear time and space. And so signs that you're operating from here is being in the material realm. So like operating from that place looks like having and desiring more things around you. Logical thinking and living by the five senses, being touch, taste, smell, hearing, and sight. So why we operate from the third dimension is to create abundance. And to operate from the physical realm means actually creating things that materialize. It's a great way to pull the higher realms of the 7th, 8th, and 9th dimensions, and then of manifestation, and materialize them. So just thinking about that as why we as humans live consistently in the third dimension. So next is the fourth dimension. This is the archetypal realm where collective emotions and thought forms live. So signs that you're operating from here are emotional highs and lows, entanglement in belief systems, and awareness of thought forms that are shaping reality. The magic that you can create from here is shifting your belief systems, which we've talked so much about, and timeline shifts, dissolving fear-based illusions, and tapping into a creative flow. What a beautiful thing. The magic that you get to create here is dissolving these limiting thought forms and dissolving karmic imprints and liberating yourself and collective programming. I mean, to me, I think that it's really important for us to understand this mental emotional plane. Why? Because it is truly the space that we're living in as we've come into astrologically Gemini, which is thought. It is the 4D. And as we're experiencing this, we will experience thought forms and emotions on a faster scale. We'll experience patterns and themes on a faster scale, grounding them into the earth in the 1 and the 2 and the 3D, and then lifting them up into the 7th and the 8th and the 9th. Next is the 5D, the realm of light and unity consciousness. This is where we're going, my friends. And so signs that you're operating from there is feeling love without conditions. It's a deep trust that you have in life and in yourself, and experiencing synchronicities consistently. The magic that you can create there is instant manifestation, telepathy, and creating from a heart-centered place. And why we operate here is to experience true freedom, expand awareness, and manifest from a space of pure love. So my friends, 5D, I don't want to stress as being more important as any of the other dimensions, but this is truly where we're heading as a collective. Humanity is moving into unity consciousness, into the interconnectedness of life. And the way that I see it is like we are the microcosm on the macrocosm of Earth. We are like little rods of energy that are plugged into the earth, and we are literally hooking into each other like an interconnected web of information and telepathy and telepathic communication. And that is where we're heading. And this is what's going to happen. I know it might sound crazy, but how we get there is to truly breathe into ourselves and our experiences and understand that it is not about me anymore. And as you disconnect from the me, you inherently start to realize that everything that you have, materialism, 3D, everything that you have is not yours. And that will bring you into the we. And the we is unity consciousness. The we is the interconnectedness of what we're all experiencing, the flow of life, energy, light, sound. And that's how we become fed. And that's how we lighten our load, literally and figuratively, in our physical bodies and in our homes, if you will. Whether it be with patterns and themes, whether it be with actual material objects, whether it be with you cleaning out your closet, whether it be with relationships that don't serve you and aren't aligned with your idea of how we get to go together or no one goes. And this is the true nature of unity consciousness and the 5D. And so remember, in order for us to have true freedom, we're not just liberating ourselves from these karmic imprints or these negative repetitive thought forms. We are liberating everybody, the collective. This is a group project. And so even as I say that, you can feel the activation in your cells. And you can feel your heart expanding into a place of connectivity with people who you may not know yet, but who are on the same frequency and wave, in alignment with you and what you believe and what you desire and where your vision is moving for our future together. So now the realm of 60, the realm of sacred geometry. This is where we have blueprints and mathematical patterns. So when we look at the forest and we can see the beautiful geometry of a petal or a leaf or a flower, this is how we begin to marry dimensions together. This is also a place where a lot of people who are working with plant medicine exist, right? And so when you're in that experience, you're having visions of geometric patterns. So signs that you're operating from here are actually literally seeing geometric patterns in everything, and maybe even in your meditations, and having intuitive understanding of energetic grids all over the planet and visionary downloads. The magic that you can create from here is rewriting the matrix, reconstructing energy fields, aligning reality to divine proportion. And why we would want to operate here is to work with universal design and activate higher potentials and reprogram outdated belief structures. So I talked about plant medicine, and this is part of the work I do when I host ceremonies and co-facilitate. We literally work with people who are now out of the physical structure of their body, so that they can disassemble and dissolve those old belief structures and patterns and actually are imprinted with these new geometric patterns that are initiatory, and they become activations for the enlivening and the remembering of who they really are and where they want to go. So it becomes a part of their vision. It imprints in their third eye. And people have reported multiple times that in meditation, they're consistently seeing these geometric patterns, not working with any kind of medicine. And so imagine what it's like to now be working as a 3D human and experiencing a 6D reality. This is absolutely possible, where you're now sitting in meditation and having these initiatory downloads by connecting to higher dimensions and frequencies, where this mathematical information lives, and accessing a new way of life, a new activation. 70, the realm of harmonic sound and vibration. I love this realm, this dimension. For me, since I was a child, I've experienced everything as light and sound. As somebody who experiences synesthesia, I can sense and feel when sound is played. I see it in light. And so I feel like I operate from this place quite frequently. And the signs that you're operating or experiencing this is actually experiencing reality as a frequency and feeling uplifted by the sacred music or chanting, being aware of sounds as power to shape your reality. The magic that you can create here is healing through sound, accessing interdimensional consciousness and altered states of being with vibrational tools. So think about sound bowls and different kinds of chimes or organs or binaural beats. You know, it doesn't have to be an actual instrument. It can be something that's electronic, but these are the kinds of frequencies that bring us up to higher vibrational states. And why would we want to operate here? Because you use sound as a portal. This is amazing. When we do meditations, we marry it with a sound, a frequency, a vibration, and think about how deep you can go into your consciousness with these frequencies, you know, and this helps to attune your higher wisdom. And then you get to vibrate at a very pure resonance. A visual example of this is there are multiple videos out there that you can Google that are sound plates, and people will put sand on the sound plate, and then as they raise the frequency underneath the sound plate and it vibrates, then it creates a geometric form or structure. And the higher the frequency, the more intricate the picture is in the sand. And the sand just creates it itself. This is proof that higher frequencies create a more intricate, beautiful download that is very healing. The 8D, galactic time. This is where you can access fractional time and the Akashic records. And so how you know that you're operating from here is by being able to access multidimensional wisdom and knowledge and downloads from interdimensional beings. Also being able to access your Akashic records, which is basically like, for those of you who don't know, it is a library that will give you all the information of a soul from all of your past lives and all the karma that you came into this lifetime with, and then all of your future self to whatever it is that you're going to be doing moving forward in your life, if the intergalactic beings choose to share that wisdom with you. But it is a library that you can access that gives you all the information about you. And so the magic that you can create here is jumping timelines, which we've talked a lot about in many different videos that you can access and understand more about timelines and how to shift and rift through them, and accessing soul contracts, receiving guidance from higher dimensional beings, as we've talked about. And why we'd want to operate here, well, this is where you unlock the soul's purpose. This is a lot of the work that I do with people, is looking into their mighty I am presence and their higher self and accessing the Akasha to understand the map of their soul in this incarnation, in this lifetime, here and now. And if you want to find out more about the 8D and how to access more of your soul's design, I suggest that you look at the links below and visit the Energy Evolution Experience in our community, because that's how you get to go deeper into the soul's map, your soul's design, and answering the questions, who am I, what am I doing here, and how do I serve in a much bigger way? We operate here to really collapse the karmic cycles, not only for ourselves, but also for the collective, and to navigate time outside linear contracts. The linear contracts means our family dynamics, really truly breaking that once and for all so that it doesn't move forward for our children or our children's children. 9D, the divine intelligence realm, the source field. Source being another term for God or omnificent energy, pure potential. And so why we operate here is because we connect into divine intelligence and divine order in all ways. This is a place of pure light and source. So this gives us glimpses into infinite nature of existence. The magic that you get to create from here is co-creating with the universe and truly being a conduit for divine will. Just think for a moment, imagine if this was a place that you were able to access every single day and co-create from here, and then materialize it into the third dimension and support yourself, your community, and all of your friends. How magnificent would that be? And that's really why we operate from here, is to transcend the ego, to merge with universal consciousness, and to act as a bridge between dimensions. And so, my friends, how to truly navigate these dimensions, first and foremost, is to just understand them, to become more aware of which dimension are you operating in, slowing down and understanding, where am I? And also, what dimension would support this vision that I'm creating in my life, or support my highest and best self? And actually put yourself in that timeline and frequency, in that dimension. Because remember, a dimension is also a reality, just like it is a timeline. And they are all frequencies and vibrational ways of being. And so, my friends, how you navigate in between these dimensions is truly with focus and intention. And keeping yourself in awareness of what dimension that you're actually operating in when, and how it feels in your body, and truly grounding that practice into yourself through meditation, through breath work, through frequency tools. And the more knowledge you have, the more power you have, the more intention you're able to expand into and create your knowing, utilizing these dimensions to cultivate your vision or create the best life possible. And I think it's really important, because knowledge is power. And the more knowledge we have, the more power we have over our experience. Spider-Man said it best, with great power comes great responsibility. And I believe that understanding and informing ourselves as sovereign beings in this third dimensional plane as we're moving into the 5D is an opportunity for each of us to take full responsibility by being fully aware and accepting the experience that we're co-creating with the divine, and that we're cultivating, and the reality that we're actually living in. And know that you create your own reality. And in that reality can be absolute bliss or hell. And it's your choice. And by having and merging these beautiful dimensions all together in one simultaneously, and knowing how to access them by knowing where we are, we get to create magic and truly live in awe and make our life awesome. Because that's why we're here, my friends. We all chose this incarnation right here, right now, to be here for this, so that we can be in unity consciousness in the interconnected web of life. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. It means so much to me. Please like, subscribe, and share this with your community. The more information that we have, the more education that we give ourselves, the more wisdom that we can cultivate in this experience in the third dimension and rise together into the fifth dimension in unity consciousness. That's what we're here for, my friends. Truly, to live in awe. Awe is magic, right? And make our life awesome. Until next time.